I have a 2006 Husqvarna 610 SM, and the problem is that the valve adjusters were damaged, and so I need to replace the entire rocker assembly for the intake valves. The adjusters themselves can not go in and out, and so to properly adjust it I have to remove the entire assembly and go from there. I went to a hardware store and purchased I believe it was an M6 bolt. This is about 15 millimeters long. I inserted it over here on the right side of the engine, and I will proceed to tighten that bolt, which according to the manual will cause the rocker arm rod to get pushed out. I can feel it moving. We can also see on the back side that it is right here, that it's standing out, whereas the bottom one is still recessed slightly. So this is working. I feel like it's still spinning a lot, so I'm trying to put more pressure over here with my pinky, and there we go. You can feel it's definitely starting to come out right now. And here we are. So, what we have done is extracted the rocker axle and freeing the intake rocker arm. So this whole unit with the damaged threads, see if we can see over here, the threads are damaged, no longer providing any kind of adjustment capability. They weren't moving side to side, allowing me to open and close. So let's see, this thing, I feel like this has a little bit of play in it too, which can't be good. Remember, these things are moving at the same as crankshaft speed, so they are turning at, if this thing is rotating at 7,000 RPMs, these are spinning at that same speed. Alright, so with this gone, we can work on replacing the intake rocker arm assembly. Alright, so I'm going to replace the rocker arm assembly. Here is the older one with the damaged adjusters, so I don't need this anymore. Alright, and then this is the new one that I ordered, 800811648. I ordered it from Moto Exotica out of Vacaville. The entire assembly was there, but if you notice here, there is an adjusting nut on one side but not on the other side, and this was packaged like this, so shame on you MV Agusta Husqvarna for making this mistake. They didn't notice it at Moto Exotica, they just forwarded it to me. Alright. It's just a pretty generic bolt. Worst case scenario, I could have just purchased one at the hardware store, but it was an expensive part, so I would have felt. So these new ones thread very nicely up and down, allowing for the full range of adjustment, which is good. So I had some generic motor oil. We'll be using this for lubrication purposes, so I like to fill up just a little capful, and we can get started. Put a nice little bead right there. Just enough to keep everything nice and lubricated. Alright, so we'll just give a test. And here we go, everything fits. Snug tolerances. Alright. So this slides in here like this. It's going to be lining up with this hole and then this hole. So I'll insert this from the side, kind of supporting this so that it's not forced. And let's see, push this in. So it's getting a little tough right as this washer here is starting to enter in the fray. So I will grab one of the M6 bolts that I used to extract it and thread it over here to help me get a little leverage. And it is almost in. So that feels snug. Okay, it doesn't feel as easy as this, but I imagine it's going to take a little bit of work. As you can see right here, this needs to go all the way through because a bolt runs through this. So if for whatever reason this is turned one way or the other, we have a way of knowing if the axle is pushed all the way in. So we can just clarify by running this in, and yep, that is good. And we can see over here that it's flush. Now we have the new intake assembly installed in the head. Perfect. The next step will be installing this on the head and adjusting the valves so that we can get the bike running again.